In today's episode of our Photoshop tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the entire design workflow on how I created this stunning birthday flyer in Adobe Photoshop. I also show you how to use the pen tool to draw a custom shape as well. If today is your first time on my channel, click on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon so that anytime I drop new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Now let's jump right into the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is to set up my canvas size, and in this video we are using 4.5 by 5. Alright, and I'm going to give my project a name, so I'm going to call this birthday flyer, like that, and I'm going to leave everything as it is and click on the create button. Alright, now the first thing I'm going to start with is the background, of course. So I'll head over to this guy, click on it, and then click on solid color. And this is the color that we are going to use, 030017. Then I'm going to click on OK. Right, now I'll create a new layer on top of that, and then come to your foreground color, and then we are going to use this color F00099. I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to grab my brush tool, right, and then adjust my brush size. So for the brush size, I'm using 1500 pixels. And then for the brush, I'm using a soft round brush. All right, and I'm going to apply it right in the middle, like that. Good, just like that. All right, now I think this is big, so I'm going to grab my eraser tool, and then I'm going to clear off some parts, right? So the edges, like that. Okay, so good. Okay, so this is okay for me. Now what I'm going to do is to merge these two layers. So I'm going to right click on it and then click on merge layers. I'm going to right click on it and then click on convert to smart objects. Now head over to your filter tab and then click on the liquify. All right, so we have this right here, like that. And then for the size, I'm going to keep it at 189, and then the pressure we leave it at 95, and then the density we leave it at 73, just like that. And then I'm going to do this like that, right? So with my cursor, I'm just going to make this adjustment. Okay, great. Then I'm going to click on OK. Good. So this is our background. All right, and the next I'm going to do is to bring in my first text. So I have it here. I'm going to select everything and then copy, right, then grab my text tool and then draw a text box right here, like that. And I'm going to paste my text, so Ctrl+V to paste. Then I'm going to change the color to white, click on OK, and then I'm going to adjust it like this. Okay, so I think this is quite okay for me. Great, and I'm going to keep it right here, like that. And the next I'm going to do is to head over to my resource files and then bring in this flower right here. So I'll just drag and drop it here, like that. Great, then I'm going to position it well. All right, to keep it somewhere here. I'm going to bring the text to this side a little. Okay, and then put this right here, like that. Awesome. Now on your keyboard, press on Ctrl+J to make a duplicate, and I'm going to rename the top layer as the duplicates. So you have duplicates, and then the bottom layer as original. All right, so we didn't get confused. Now what I'm going to do is to select the original layer and then go to blending option and then change it to luminosity. Go to the duplicates, blending option, and then change it to luminosity. Now this is what you are going to do. Select the original layer, head over to your filter tab and then select the blur, and then go to Gaussian blur and then change the blur radius to 5.0, and then click on OK. Now select the duplicate layer, right click on it and then click on the rasterize layer, grab your eraser tool and then let's decrease the size. Now we are going to get rid of some parts. All right, so this is okay for me, and I'm going to get rid of this part Okay, this in that part as well. So you have this kind of this blend of blur and then sharp image here, looking very beautiful. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in our first image. So head over to your resource files, and I'm going to drag and drop this image to my Photoshop. Keep it right here. I'll click on this guy and right click on it and then click on rasterize layer. Go to select and then go to subjects and then wait for the subject to be selected. Then we can proceed from there. Alright, now click on the layer mask right here to get rid of the background. Beautiful. And then I'm going to adjust it like that. Keep it right here. Click on this guy. Alright, so let me adjust our text. Good. Alright, now right click on it and then click on convert to smart object, right? Now head over to your filter tab and then go to camera raw filter. We need to add some color grading to make the image look very beautiful, right? So we are going to do some basic adjustments here. So first come to the contrast and then change the contrast to a plus of 30, and then come to the highlights as well and then change it to a plus of 40, right? Now for the shadows, I'm just going to keep it at 9 like that, and then leave the white at 0 and then come to the blacks, change it to -4, right? Now scroll down and then come to texture. Let's move the texture all the way to 100, plus of 100, and then leave everything as it is here, and then scroll down and come to sharpening, change the sharpening to 34, and then the noise reduction, I'm going to move it to 100 like that. You can go ahead and then add some saturation to it. So let's see. Okay, so this is beautiful for me. Alright, so I'm going to leave the saturation at a plus of 11 and I'm going to click on OK. Alright, this looks beautiful for me. And the next thing you're going to do is to click on your effects right here and then go to outer glow. Where is it? Here. So this is what you are going to do. Now make sure that you're using this color code right here, which is FF0072, and then leave your opacity at 100% and then give a 5% noise right here and then leave everything as it is. And make sure that you select the first contour right here and then click on OK, right? Good. So now what I'm going to do is to right click on it and then click on rasterize and then go to my eraser tool, and then I'm going to smoothen the edge like that beautifully. Great. Awesome. Now I'm going to keep it right here. Good. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my next image. So head over to your design resources, right, and then drag and drop this image right here. Great. Click on this guy, and then just like we did for the first one, go to the select tab and then click on subjects. Alright, now click on this guy to add the layer mask and the background is gone. I'm just going to resize it like this. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. On your keyboard, press on Ctrl+T to transform. Right click on the image and then click on flip horizontal to change the position, right? And I'm going to keep it right here like that. So here is okay for me. I'm going to click on this guy, then right click on it and then click on convert to smart object, and then just like we did for the first one, so let's go to filter and then camera raw filter, right? Now let's come to the saturation. Let's start with the saturation. Let's give it the 11. All right, and then let's come to the contrast and then give it a plus of 30, just like the first one. So by just repeating everything, plus of 40, and then the shadows a plus of 9, the white we leave it at 0, and then change the blacks to -4, right? Let's come to texture and then increase it to a plus of 100, leave everything as it is, and then come to sharpening, change it to 34, and then noise reduction, we keep it at 100 like that, and then click on OK. Alright, so I'm going to right click on it and then click on rasterize, grab my brush tool, then I'll smoothen the edge as well. So this is okay for me. Just take your time and smoothen it. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is to go to my shapes and then select the rectangle tool and then draw a rectangular shape right here. So I'm going to draw it like this, right? Good. And then I'm going to, okay, so let's change the color to white. Then right click on it and then click on rasterize, grab my brush tool, then let me adjust it. Okay, so you're just going to get rid of the middle like that. Okay, good. All right, so this is okay for me. Now I'm going to make a duplicate. So on your keyboard, press on Ctrl+J to make a duplicate. Now you are going to change the color of the duplicate. So select the duplicates and then go to effects and then go to color overlay, and then we are going to use the orange color right here. So you have FFA 200 like that. All right, now I'm going to link these two layers together. You can also choose to merge them if you want. So I'm just going to select these two, right click on it and then click on link layers. Now the next thing you're going to do is to go back to your shapes and then select the rectangle tool, and then we are going to draw another shape right here like that. All right, and then change the color to white. Good. Then I'm going to adjust it, so let's keep it here. Great. Now I'm just going to right click on it and then click on rasterize, grab my eraser tool, right, and I'm going to get rid of the lower parts like that. I'm just going to create this effect. Good. Okay, we can even go ahead and then reduce the opacity. Okay, so I think this is okay for me. I'm going to keep it right here like that. Now I'm going to add my next text. So go to your text tool and then we add our next text. Let's increase the size to 16. Then we have birthday like that, and I'm going to change the font style to, we have this font here called beauty, right? I'm going to keep it right here, adjust it. Okay, so I think this is quite okay, and I'm going to add my next text, which is happy. So we have happy. Then I'm going to change the fonts style to Montserrat and then decrease the size, and I'm going to increase the tracking, right, and I'm going to position it very well. So somewhere here is okay for me. Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to make a duplicate of the birthday text here. So on your keyboard, press on Ctrl+J to make a duplicate, then change the text to this text right here, and I'm going to keep it here like that, and I'm going to change the color to the orange color. Okay, so I think this is okay for me, right? Awesome. All right, now I'm going to grab my text tool and then draw a text box like this, right? Let me change the font style to Montserrat and then decrease the size to 8, change the color to white, and then quickly I'm just going to add my next text, then we continue from there. All right, so I'm going to adjust my text, right, have it in place like that, decrease the size, and then so I'm just going to put it right here. All right, and the next I'm going to do is to go to my shapes and then select the ellipse tool, and I'm going to draw this shape right here on top of this name, change the color. So let's sample the color of the dress she's wearing. Okay, so this is the color code FDFAF7. Click on OK. And then there we have it like that. Now I'm going to add my last text, right? So we have it here. Now this is what I'm going to do with this text. On your keyboard, press on Ctrl+T to transform. Right click on it and then click on rotate 90 degrees clockwise. All right, and I'm going to put it right here, and then increase this tracking just like that to 100. Then so this is okay for me. Great. All right, now this is what you are going to do next. So what I'm going to do is to create a new layer right here and head over to my pen tool, right? So I have my pen tool here, and then come here and make sure you select the shape option here. If yours is on path, change it to shape, right? And then we are going to draw the shape. So I'm going to stand right here and then make an anchor point, right? And I'm going to stand here like this, then adjust, come here, then adjust. So you need to take your time. You really need to take your time right here, right? And I'm going to close it right here like that. Beautiful. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to change the color, sample the color right here that we used, which is FC F3F5. Click on OK. Now there we have our beautiful birthday flyer. If you find this video helpful, click on the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now don't forget that the Ultimate Graphic Design Resource Pack is also available. The link is in the description of this video, and I'll also pin it in the comment section below. Until I come your way with another Photoshop tutorial, I'm out.